your older busted phone, you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it.
You dunk it, doggy bone it.
Slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
I'm sorry, it's December 15th, 2021. We're here at the World of Coca-Cola for the opening festivities of the 5th Annual Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. And of course, so what's happening here is this bowl game is between Jackson State as well as South Carolina State. The game was for the first time sold out. This is the opening night. Both teams flew in earlier. They landed here in Atlanta via a charter plane provided by Delta. And so what's happening is right now, the program happening inside of the theater here at the World of Coke. Our cameras are inside. Let's go right to that program to see what's going on, hosted by Elle Duncan of ESPN.
Hometown hero.
What makes you a hometown hero?
I'm a hometown hero because I'm in my hometown, Orangeburg. I could have went to any other college in the world, but I decided to go to South Carolina State to play for Coach Pugh.
Do you mean me at Coach of the Year, Coach Pugh? Let's go! By the way, I like that you had big Jay-Z vibes right there. I could have been anywhere in the world, but I chose to come here instead. All right, you get 20 seconds, and then I'm doing the mayor. Okay, you ready?
Okay. I need a beat.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's Frost. It's Frost. Yeah. Me and my boys, we in the A. On Saturday, we gon' play. Deion Sanders, please get out our way. Cause we about to turn up in this thing. Yeah.
Hey! He's like, you see him turn the mic? He was like, let me go. He was like, let me go off. Okay, Z. Is that your rap name? Let's go. Oh, Frost? Zach Frost. Oh, because you so icy? Let's go. Because you cold. Okay. It is time. The grand reveal of the aforementioned magic. As we say, congratulations again. And, well, I'm not going to say bye because I'm about to go probably beat you over to the food. Once again, thank you. We're so glad you're here. Now let's eat. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, Bulldogs. You got to stand away from the lasers. I was told this. There's lasers. Nope. I know, the mayor's coming. But now, instead of just like him talking to you, now maybe we can, he can mingle. Oh, here we go. And here we go.
I thought that I've been hurt before.
And now you can walk through the tunnel. You are, there we
left
go.
Me quite this sore. Your words cut deeper than a knife. Now I need someone to breathe me back to life. Got a feeling that I'm going under, but I know that I'll make it out alive if I quit calling you my lover. Move on. You watch me bleed until I can't breathe, shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, tripping over myself, aching, begging you to come out. And now that I'm without your kisses, I'll be needing stitches, just like a moth drawn to a flame. Oh, you lured me in, I couldn't sense the pain. Your bitter heart cold to the touch. Now I'm gonna reap what I sow. I'm left seeing red on my own.
All right, folks, this is a live shot here. The Jackson State players, they are actually assembled downstairs. They were on the inside for the president of the program there. You see, they are downstairs. So what's happening is team is happening downstairs. You see all the food stations. You see the Southern Fried Station, the barbecue bar. They've got all of these different stations that are here for the players. And then, of course, upstairs up here, you have a VIP reception. They've had celebrity chefs that have been preparing the meals, and, of course, along with people from World of Coca here. You see right here, they even got their specialty drinks. South Carolina, get a shot, South Carolina Peach Blitz, Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey, Peach Schnapps, and also a Mississippi Peanut Butter Rush. These are the drinks that they have up here for the reception up here. And so, again, this is a huge deal. This is the 5th annual Celebration Bowl. And this is a bowl specifically for the champions of the MEAC Conference and of the SWAC Conference. You might remember back in August, we kicked this thing off with the MEAC SWAC Challenge that took place here. And so let's do this here. We're going to walk back over here. You've got, of course, all of these different coaches and who are here. And so we're going to sit here and actually have a conversation with some of the, I see Commissioner Thomas, as well as the SWAC commissioner. So we're going to try to grab one of them and bring them over here. This is a huge, huge deal here. The payout for these institutions, these HBCUs, is a major deal. And Commissioner Thomas, this has been his dream. He is retiring at the end of this year. And this was a very, very difficult thing to actually get done. And it really was John Grant with ESPN who stepped in. John Grant is really over this whole deal for ESPN. Bowl game is owned and controlled by ESPN. And so it's a major endeavor. As I said, we began the season. We were here in Atlanta in August for the MEAC SWAC Challenge. That's what kicked this season off. That took place, of course, at the football stadium where Georgia State plays. This game is going to be taking place on Saturday at noon at Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. And so it's a really, really huge, huge deal that is taking place here. Sit here and I'm going to sit here and talk to John Grant. John Grant is with ESPN, and so he's taking a quick call. It's going to really explain in terms of how big this is, and again, with the sellout, there's been lots of attention focused on Jackson State this year, obviously because of Deion Sanders. John, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm all good. So first of all, let's talk about this here, because Commissioner Thomas, he said it was his dream to have this bowl game, to have something specifically for these HBCUs. ESPN stepped up. So this is the 5th year. So explain to people how this even actually happened.
Well, I think the commissioner probably shared his dream, and I they share with ESPN. Certainly we love it, but then he had to go to work and convince his member institutions to do that, which took 10 years. I was brought on board to build, and so we've had a lot of fun doing that. And the goal here for us, Roland, is to institutionalize this game so that 100 years from now, we're calling it the granddaddy of HBCU football bowl games, because I do believe there will be other bowl games as a result of the success of this one. But this year, in this time, we're going to put on a world-class event, and it's shaping up that way because we're sold out for this Saturday's game.
How many tickets are we talking about?
50,000.
And so, and that's the first time there's been a sellout of this game?
First time there's been a sellout. Our largest attendance thus far has been about 35,000. And so to get to this number, we're excited, and it really demonstrates the passion that and the way that the game has evolved, Roland, and how enthusiastic we are to get back at it and to have this bowl game back.
But there's also a payout for the schools as well.
Huge. So, the payout for both schools is about $1.15 million each for the conferences that goes to the schools. And so we're just delighted because it's one of the highest paid payout games, puts us like the top third of payouts of bowl games. So we're excited about that too.
Again, for a lot of folks who don't understand, typically they're at home, they're watching TV, they see the bowl games, not realize that it's always actually several days of activities. And this is, of course, the kickoff. Not only that, Delta stepped up. Normally these teams travel to the games in buses. Delta sent charter planes to pick up both teams to fly them into Atlanta.
Delta is Atlanta's hometown airline. And we can't say enough about what they did to step in to be a partner to, again, enhance the experience. Because it's about the student athletes and creating something for them because that they've worked hard all year long to get to. And the Cricket Celebration Bowl is that destination for them and their coaches. And with that experience, we work at creating the same level of experience for fans. And I think you can kind of see that from just here tonight and how excited these players are. And then the final part of that for our partners and viewers. And you're a big part of that. And what I want to do is thank you for keeping the lights on, in this space when a lot of other people weren't really looking. And now the fact that you have done that is being amplified by you and others. And thank you for that.
Well, it's a huge week. We're certainly glad to be here. And of course, like I say, you got this happening tomorrow. You've got an NFL event that's happening as well with the players. They're going to be visiting. There's a Disney event tomorrow night at the College Football Hall of Fame. And then of course you got something Friday. And then of course the game on Saturday.
Yeah, so you can see the great experience for them and for the fans that are involved. And we're just we're so excited we're seeing around this game. There are a lot of people coming to town that don't have tickets. This is the Super Bowl, and that's exactly what we want it to be and want it to feel what we want to be. And so if you don't have a ticket, come to Atlanta anyway. It's a great place to be, and if you can't come, make sure you tune in and watch on ABC noon on Saturday.
Repeat that because the game, and it's no disrespect to ESPN, but the game is on ABC. It's going to be broadcast nationally as opposed to on cable.
That's correct. We're one of the few games. I think there are about 4 in the entire bowl season that would be broadcast on the major network. So to be in a position like we're in to open the college football bowl season here in Atlanta, Georgia, with a game that with conferences like MEAC and SWAC at a venue like Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is a world-class event, and we want everybody to be a part of it.
All right. Now, people keep asking me this here, so I keep getting this, and they've already been sending me notes. They love the game, but they keep asking me about halftime. So they want to know, where can they see halftime? I told them, I said, I'm going to ask John.
All they have to do is tune in to ABC. And I tell you what, if they watch the halftime show this year, there is a huge surprise. Okay. Huge surprise. So you don't want to miss it. And I'm not going to tip the hat now, but it'll be something that you won't forget, and it's historic. I can commit to that.
All right, it's a huge surprise for halftime. All right, John Grant, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, Roland. All right.
I appreciate it. And so again, what you just heard there, again, this is a really, really important deal that they are giving this bowl game the same type of attention they do many of the other bowl games that you see happening on ESPN. What you understand about what happens now is, really ESPN owns most of these bowls. This is actually an ESPN-owned bowl. It was created by ESPN for these two conferences, so they have the broadcast rights to it, all of those different things, and so that's why when you say John was hired to pull this thing together, that's what he was hired to do, and so they really are giving it the time and the attention necessary, and again, putting in the kind of resources to really make this a huge, huge deal. And so that's why you're seeing the level of this big reception that was going on. This course being the home of Coca-Cola as well. They are a major sponsor. They're a partner with us. We've been working with them, of course, the Biden class in New Orleans. We were there, of course, with the MEAC SWAC Challenge earlier this year. They also were at the Magic City Classic at Birmingham. So a lot of things going on to really support HBCU football. And so, as I said, you got the commissioners who are here. I saw the SWAC commissioner. I think he took his daughter to the and grab him in a second. And so I'm going to grab Commissioner Thomas over there in a moment as well to chat with him, because again, this was something that he wanted to do. Y'all might remember we talked to him in the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and he talked about how it was difficult because you have, now remember, you got, of course, your major divisions, FBS, then of course you have FCS, you have your second division, all Division I. And so these schools typically would advance to the playoffs. Well, the problem is, for Commissioner Thomas, he was saying, hell, our schools weren't making any money going to the playoffs. And so he wanted there to be a bowl game to generate revenue for the conferences and for the schools. I heard John say it took 10 years. It took 10 years for him to convince his schools to actually get this thing done. And so that's what took place. And so we're going to chat with him in just a second about, as I say, this is his swan song. He's retiring. And so, you know, we're just going to walk over here and see if we can grab him for a second. I saw him over here, and so there he is. And right here. You all good?
Absolutely great, man.
So
cannot complain.
You got to feel real good about this year. John Grant just said, for the first time, you have a sellout.
It is absolutely phenomenal, and I really have to give credit to John Grant and his staff, South Carolina State, Jackson State, reaching out to their alumni, fans, supporters, and it's something we've been building to, and it's personal for me, Roland, because I fought for 10 years for this game to come a reality, and to see it develop over the years, it warms my heart, absolutely.
Well, one of the things that is, first of all, to the control room, y'all let me know. I'm seeing comments that we're having choppy audio, so let me know if that's actually the case, if we're good with the audio. Can y'all let me know if we're good? So if we're good with the audio, that's, okay, all right, cool. We're good with the audio, that's fine. You made that point about, so we talked at the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and you said it was a decade convincing these athletic directors and these presidents why this was the big deal, because with the playoff system, you said conference wasn't making any money.
Not only not generating revenue, but we needed to expand our brand nationally, and that's what this Cricket Celebration Bowl has done for us, and since its inception. But the vision that I had started back in 2004 when I brought it to ESPN. ESPN signed off on it, Roland. Then when I took it back to my membership, they said, well, we need to hold off on it for a moment. And that holding off period that lasted for 10 years, but I wouldn't give up on it.
But I know that had to be driving you crazy going, do y'all understand what's going on here? I mean, I know it was driving you nuts.
Well, initially it did. I needed to change my strategy. And see, when you're confronted with adversity and your strategy that you're using hasn't worked, change your strategy. And what I did was I asked for a meeting with John Skipper. He was the president and CEO of ESPN. He granted me an audience. And I said, Mr. Skipper, you need to come and talk to our presidents and chancellors. Now, he did that. And that was the change agent that made it happen.
And so you have an amazing year. You've got two strong teams. And of course, you're the MEAC commissioner. What you got, the reality is the level of attention. We talk about brands, level of attention with Deion Sanders being the head coach of Jackson State. that has also amplified, if you will, the attention on HBCUs, how he's been saying, look, no HBCU player that was drafted last year. And that ticked him off. And then, of course, I got to get your thoughts on what happened today. The #1 high school football player in the country choosing to go to an HBCU, Jackson State, not going to Florida State. It's a bunch of people who are real mad right now. But the young man's statement I thought was important. He said he wanted to create a renewed tradition of top athletes, black athletes, going to HBCUs.
I'm very pleased with that. And I have to commend Coach Sanders and his staff for presenting the possibilities at Jackson State and HBCU, and that there is value at HBCUs, and that value comes in different packages, Roland. And those values that we have are inculcated for the rest of your life. And so it's going to be more of it, I forecast. But we've gotten 5-star players before. They just wasn't rated 5-star players. You know, you can go to the Harry Carson, you can go to the Walter Payton, and you can go Donnie Shell. All these, you know, at that time we didn't have the opportunity. Now we do.
Well, I'm going to read this. Doug Gottlieb is a sport analyst with Sports. We're going to actually, where we doing? We moved this. Let's go over here. Okay, we'll slide over here. Just slide over here just a little second. So I got to read this for you. Doug Gottlieb, college football analyst. So he tweeted that the kid made a mistake, and I responded to him, Doug Gottlieb. I responded to him, but this is what he's responded to me, and I got to get your response. He said, HBCU football doesn't have close to the same support athletically, academically, medically, and they play an inferior schedule with inferior teammates. In addition, on the football ends, any person would prefer to be a UGA, FSU, TAMU alum for help in the workforce.
Roland, I'm going to contain myself.
I haven't responded yet either.
I'm going to contain myself. But that is an insult to the Hall of Famers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that come from HBCU. It is an absolute insult. How can you say such a comment, and the evidence is apparent that HBCUs can compete with the best if we continue to get the best? It just so happens, unfortunately, our best started to migrate to majority institutions. Now, if they start to migrate back, then you will see the competitive level get better and better. Now, look back at the history, Roland. Look back at Grambling. Grambling beat Oregon State. Look at Tennessee State. Go back to the 60s and 70s. Morgan State was in the bowl in Orlando. It's now the Citrus Bowl, but Tangerine Bowl. And so it's a time shift, and I'm happy to see it. But I have a few choice words for the person who actually texts you on that.
I got a few too. Commissioner, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for being here.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
band. Yeah, I got the band. Yeah. Okay, you know Jackson State comes in 5, right?
Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
Betty is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now, she's free to become Bear Hug Betty. Settle in, kids. You'll be there a while. Ooh, where you going?
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends, go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.
Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
Try it first.
folks, welcome back to the World of Coca-Cola. We have some technical issues, trying to get those things resolved. Joining us right now with the next mayor of Atlanta, Mayor-elect Andre Dickens. Mayor-elect, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, Roland?
I'm doing great. First and foremost, let's talk about you. Got a little more time being free of mayoral duties, but then it all kicks off when you get inaugurated.
Yeah, I get inaugurated January 3rd, right at the beginning of the new year. I'm so excited right now. The city's on fire, waiting on a new mayor to get in here and usher in these opportunities for everyone, to make sure that we're safe, to be able to make sure that we have economic opportunities for everybody to thrive. Right now, I'm taking time out to cheer on these college student athletes for what they're doing. This Celebration Bowl is going to be big, and I'm glad we're doing it in Atlanta.
Obviously, this is the kind of event that mayors like to see, not only big events, but also people traveling, people coming in, filling up hotels and restaurants as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you like to see. This is economic development. Engine is right now revving up, taking people's opportunities and money to be able to fuel our city. Every time they go to the cash register to buy something, every time they eat at a restaurant, everything happens, and it ends up helping the revenue of the city, and it actually increases the prestige of the city. To have this type of activity, this Celebration Bowl happening with Jackson State and South Carolina State in our city is great. You know, Atlanta influences everything, as they say. So, you know, when things like this happen, it just causes a lot of, hype, and we like that in Atlanta.
Not only that, you have, of course, significant HBCUs here in the city. And so what is your vision for creating an atmosphere where Atlanta indeed is, in essence, you hear Howard folks say that's the Mecca, but you've got more than one institution here. So what are your plans to really expand on that and really elevate this city for HBCU students, but also graduates, and then those corporations who are trying to reach them?
Yeah, Atlanta's the home of the black student. When you think about the AUC Center, where you have Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, Morris Brown, you also have ITC, and then you have Georgia State, which graduates the most black students out of any university in the nation. This is where companies need to come to meet their diversity targets. You can come here and find quality talent and also meet your objectives of a diverse pool of individuals to help with your leadership in your organization, with your company. And so when companies come here to Atlanta, part of our selling point is not only do we have this concentration of HBCUs, we have the students that are graduating from here, and that's a talent pool that's like nowhere else in the nation. And so that is part of our selling point. Of course, we have the world's busiest and most efficient airport. Of course, we have TV, film, entertainment, and music. But what we have here is smart people that come from these HBCUs, and they have a whole lot of passion and a lot of capability. And that's what corporations come to seek out.
All right, Mayor-elect Andre Dickens, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right, great deal.
All right, thanks a lot. Take care.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.
Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
Try it first.
About hurting black folk.
Right.
You got to deal with it. It's injustice. It's wrong.
I do feel like in this generation, we've got to do more around being intentional in resolving conflict.
You and I haven't always agreed.
Yeah.
But we agree on the big piece.
Yeah.
Our conflict is not about destruction.
Conflict's going to happen.
Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson.
how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
It's time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig? You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. All right, so a lot of y'all are always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, you know, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike other, because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So it's RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, that goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club.
Try it first. Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
I only have eyes for
All right, folks, welcome back to the world of Coca-Cola. Hopefully, again, we've got all of our technical issues resolved. A lot of issues going on here, but again, we make it happen. We're here at the World of Coca-Cola, the 5th annual Celebration Bowl, the Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl, pitting South Carolina State versus Jackson State. And now, Deion Sanders is the head coach, getting all of the attention. But South Carolina State head coach is like, yo, I'm not small potatoes. He joins us right now. Coach, how you doing?
Fine, Roland. How are you?
I'm doing good. So talk again. Everybody, all you keep hearing is Jackson State coach, prime time, and all that sort of stuff. And you're like, we here too.
Yeah, well, we are. And we got a game this Saturday. I guess at that point we'll get it done on the field. But he's done a fantastic job. So I've got to take my hat off to him. So the little bit of buzz, or a lot of buzz, actually, that he's created with his program in a very short period of time, we're really excited about. So I'm happy for him. You know, one little bit of water raises all tides. Hopefully we can all, benefit by this deal some, and we're just looking forward to see where we go to from here.
Talk about the importance of this being, look, this is a real bowl game. This is, the Deltas hit the plane for y'all. Y'all didn't have to take the bus from South Carolina here.
No, we didn't. No.
And again, to be able to have this event here, your players are excited as well.
Well, it's a great atmosphere, and we have over 50,000 at the stadium on Saturday. You know, I've been in bowl games in other places, and I can tell you that this is as big as it gets. Now, the fact that we're FCS means nothing when you got the kind of crowds and raising the kinds of sponsorships and that kind of stuff that you can do in a game such as this. So I'm excited by this and thinking that we've got a great model for the future for our two leagues to create revenue.
And that's one of the things there. When I was talking to Commissioner Thomas, one of the things that he said, look, it took him 10 years to get this, to convince those athletic directors and presidents, because he mentioned FCS. Before the conference champions would go into the playoffs, but the reality is that wasn't generating much for the universities.
No, it was not. And, I was one of the big proponents of staying with the playoffs. I actually fought this thing for a good many years, and I feel kind of silly at this point now because it's obvious that this is a better deal, but our conference, John Grant and some of those guys, finally came and said, hey, man, you need to fix this deal. You're going to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. So, we're trying to work on through the real building of this whole game now. We're at the point now I think it's really big. So I think we all got it figured out now.
Talk about this season and bringing your team to this point.
Well, we are a little bit better than our record, it says. We played Clemson and Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M. A&T is just non-conference games. So, our schedule was really strong before we got to our league record. So we're 6-5, but I can tell you that our team really built some momentum toward the end of the year. So we think we're playing right now as good as anybody. So, we won't be, quite as, I guess, maybe pretty as 11-1 and Dion and all the kind of stuff. So now we don't have to play him. We playing those guys, on the field. If we had to play him, I'd be really afraid because I think he was one heck of a player. But at the same time, the guys that we are playing with and the guys that he is playing with are nothing close to what he was when he was playing.
How important is it, for these players? You hear these guys back here. For them to be here, a bunch of them have already been coming up to me talking about who you gonna be talking to. Can we sit down and talk? I'm like, so y'all ready to run your mouth?
It'll be some guys that'll give it a shot now. You know what youth means? They just kind of go in there and have at it. But at the same time, I think I might be a little bit better off, coming up here and representing my university at this point. So let's hope that we can, continue to do some great things with our program overall and put our best foot forward. I think we've got a chance to really make a name for ourselves on Saturday.
Earlier this year, the beginning of the year,
I actually spoke to the South Carolina State alumni. It was a virtual deal for their convention. You've got an interim president who came in. You've had a lot of leadership changes at the university the last several years. You've had some financial issues as well. So what does it mean for the morale of your students and your alumni to be able to be competing for what some are calling the HBCU National Championship?
Well, our new interim president, Alex Conyers, has come in, and I think he's hit right on the, exact points that you need to in a situation where you got issues. He's done a fantastic job of rallying our alumni. And then, it's a perfect time. We get a football program that's getting after it pretty good. We've got the President of the United States on our campus this Friday, speaking at our graduation ceremony. So, we've got a lot of neat things going at the same time. I'm trying to figure out how I can be at both places at the same time. But at the same time, I really do think that South Carolina State is on the upswing at this point, and Alex Conyers, our president, is a big part of it.
And you're right, President Joe Biden will be on campus on Friday. A little payback for one of your alums, Congressman Jim Clyburn, who was instrumental in him becoming president.
Well, Mr. Clyburn is a good friend of ours. He's an alumni from back in about 1960. I can tell you that he's done a lot for South Carolina as a whole, and South Carolina State is surely dear to his heart. So if there's anything he can do for us, I'm sure he's going to give it a shot.
Give folks a sense of your team. Is it an older, experienced team? Are they young? Break down your team for the audience who's not familiar with South Carolina State football team.
Offensively, we're really young. We've got an offensive line that starts 2.5 freshmen. And I call one freshman a guy. We don't know what anybody eligibility is right now, because after COVID went through, we got a lot of time back in certain situations, but we're really young up front, but they're starting to play really well. Our quarterback, Corey Fields, is a young man from down at Hollywood, South Carolina. If you've ever heard of that, I think that might be.
I've never heard. I know about Hollywood in California. I know about Hollywood, Florida. Yeah. I have never heard of Hollywood, South Carolina.
Well, now, let me tell you what. It's not such a bad place either, inside Edisto Beach. So it's a nice place in South Carolina that way, but he's an extremely mature young man who leads our football team on offense. He can throw it around. He's kind of your prototypical old-style kind of quarterback. You know what we mean when we say wink, wink, old-style quarterback, but he's that kind of guy, and then he runs our team in a real strong and positive way. And then on defense, we're a little bit older. Our best player is a young man, Kobe Durant. He's made everybody's All-American team. We've been traditionally a great team to turn out pro defensive players. We've got Darius Leonard that's playing for the Colts. We've got Javon Hargrave that's playing for the Eagles at this point. Antonio Hamilton's playing for the Cardinals. So we got guys all over the place that have gone on to play at the next level that come from the defensive side of the ball. So we've traditionally done a nice job of producing those type kinds of guys. And Kobe Durant is our next heir apparent to that guy. So we've got always a strong defensive side of the ball. We think that we've got good enough defense to slow them down, to stop them maybe possibly. We'll see. So
now, how long you been coach here?
I've been here for 20 years. If you
20
can believe that.
years?
Yes, I have. I left Coach Lou Holtz at South Carolina back in 2002, and I think we kind of know Coach Holtz. And we're at a point now where we think that I might be getting close to the end of this deal, but I'll tell you what, I've had a great time, and I enjoy doing what I do every day, so I look forward to going to work every day.
I'm glad you mentioned the number of players that have come through South Carolina State in the NFL because, and again, I'm about to bring up Deion again, all the tongues are wagging today because the number one football player in the country, according to Rivals, said no to Florida State, no to Georgia, and yes to Jackson State.
Yes.
And folks are upset. It's a whole bunch of people who are saying these are inferior programs and why would you go to an HBCU? And I was on Twitter and I had to then I had some person who hit me who said, well, you're throwing your shot away at the NFL. And I'm sitting there going, do you have any idea what the hell you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, anytime you go into a program that's producing the kind of finances, first of all, that these guys are producing. Now, it's obvious that you get a little bit of a chip on your shoulder when you go to a program where, people don't necessarily think you've had the ability or the rights to think that you could actually aspire to be, some of the great things. But you know what, Roland? we turn out a bunch of doctors and lawyers and that kind of stuff out of our programs too. So I can tell you that the programs, the HBCU programs in this country still continue, even though we don't get the same kind of guy. At least they thought the same kind of guy as he leaves high school. We do a better job of developing that guy down the road a piece, and he ends up being the same guy that they wish they had 4 years ago.
But that's my point. I mean, so this notion, this whole idea of, oh, you know what, these are larger programs, they've got more money. I mean, I'm hearing all of it. They've got better doctors, better medical staff. Well, let's be clear, okay, for all the people out there who don't want to own this, there was a time when the best athletes were at HBCUs because the white schools were not recruiting them. Exactly. Now, the reality is the money follows also what the best athletes are. And here's the whole deal. If all of a sudden HBCUs are signing 5 stars and 4 stars, trust me, TV contracts are going to change.
Well, anytime you got the best players on the field, which is what TV actually follows, and of course, you're exactly right. You're going to have better opportunities to get bigger games televised. But now I can tell you that I think it's more fun, you know, from our perspective, to take a little lesser guy and do a little more with him. You know, those guys seem to have a little different attitude, a little different determination. I just think it's more fun dealing with from that perspective than it is taking a whole bunch of prima donna kind of guys, especially with some of the kinds of guys that we see out there today.
Well, I just think that when you see those comments, they're coming from people who have no understanding of, first of all, HBCU history, don't have any understanding of recent. I had to walk people through, like this one guy was like, well, you couldn't be a first-round draft pick HBCU. And I said, Steve McNair went number 3, Jerry Rice went number 16, Walter Payton went number 4. There's another gentleman, I can't remember his name. He signed with a program, changed coach. They dropped his scholarship. Mama called, got him into Alabama State. He switched his positions because the first round draft.
The Browns, yes.
Because the first round draft pick.
Yes, yes.
So again, this idea that you can't get to the next level if you go to HBCU has been proven a lie time and time again.
Well, I don't know if you go to college thinking though that's your main reason for going to school that way. You go to a college that fits your learning styles and all other things that go along with your getting yourself educated. Because 5, 6, 7 years down the road after you graduate, you know, it's going to be that college degree that's going to keep you, you know, afloat anyway. But now I can tell you that there are guys out there that can be as good as anybody, and then something happens to them all of a sudden, and then they hurt and that kind of stuff, and it happens a bunch. Great players play 2, 3, sometimes, you know, less than that in the league, you know, after they've gone to these great programs. So, you know, you're a lot better off going into a place where you're going to make sure that you do a good job of getting yourself prepared for life down the road a piece. And I think that means the most in this whole process of deciding on school.
Got a couple more questions for you. This is the first time there's been a sellout of this game. All 50,000 tickets sold.
Well, now, a lot of that has to do with South Carolina State, too. I'm sure that the Jackson State crowd will think they can take all of the credit for, you know, the size crowd that we had. But we actually determined our bowl berth a week or 2 before they did, and had sold completely out of all of our part of our tickets.
So y'all sold y'all allotment.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is it's going to be a lot of folk missing from South Carolina in the next 3 days.
And I'll guarantee you, as many of them will be in that stand hollering for South Carolina State as it will for Jackson.
So sound to me like what you're really saying is Jackson State, y'all might want to pump your brakes on thinking y'all making all this happen.
Well, we like to think that we can play with them. And at that point, if you hang around long enough, who knows what can happen in the end.
All right, so I got to put you on the spot. Last question. I know you going to predict your team is going to win. I need a score. So you said you got defense, but you said you got defense. So
yeah,
you think
I'm going to predict that it'll be a low to medium scoring kind of game. But at that point,
like what, 17-10?
Maybe somewhere in there. But I don't think it'll be, you know, a real high scoring game. But at the same time, you know, I just think it'll be close in the end. That's my best bet.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Roland.
Thanks a bunch. All right, you take care. Thanks a bunch. All right, I'm gonna talk to a couple of your players. Let me know who I need to grab. Since we're the one who would want to run his mouth. He came over here and tried to jump in your spot.
Is that right?
Which one is it? Who was it? Which one? He was running up. He was running over here. He was like, "Hey, I want to talk." Was that you who you wanted to talk before, Coach? Was that you?
Me?
See, yeah, that was him. Was that him? Yeah, that was him. All right, go ahead and take a seat. I asked you a couple of questions since you ready to talk. First of all, what's your name? Where you from? What's your classification?
My name is Jalen Barr from Lake City, South Carolina, and I'm a redshirt senior.
You're a redshirt senior. All right. So let's talk about this season. How's it gone thus far?
It went amazing. We made our goal, and then we came to the Celebration Bowl. That was our main goal for the whole season, though.
Absolutely. And so y'all didn't have to do the bus ride here.
Oh man, that plane ride felt amazing. Plane ride felt amazing.
Well, Delta sent charter flights for both schools, and our cameras were there on the tarmac as y'all were coming in. So yeah, I'm quite sure, that was a little different feeling.
It was. It's just a great experience for everybody out here. A lot of people don't get a chance to do this, and it's just a blessing.
How has the excitement been for your fellow players once y'all clinched the berth in this bowl game, and then now being here?
Everybody got excited, but the goal ain't finished yet, though. We want to win it. We don't want to come out there and just lose it. We want to come out here and win.
Are you and some of your players, do y'all believe that Jackson State is getting a little too much attention, overshadowing South Carolina State?
I mean, it's Deion. We don't believe in the hype. We play our ball, play ball, and just play our game the whole time.
So Deion's slogan is "I believe," but you're saying y'all got your own belief system.
Yeah, you always play your game, and you be fine.
Coach said the strong suit of this team is defense.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the whole team good, but our energy come out defense. The defense come out of the start now, the whole team will be lit.
Okay. So you think it's going to be a defensive battle come Saturday?
Yeah, I think it'll be a defensive battle. It's going to be a good battle, too.
Okay. And so I take it you plan on holding that trophy up at the end of the game, right?
Yes, sir. We plan on doing it.
Okay. All right, then. Okay, well, good luck. Congratulations on getting here. Enjoy the rest of the experience here at the World of Coca-Cola. And then we'll be seeing y'all throughout the week.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. All right, folks. Again, we're here at the World of Coca-Cola. This is the 5th annual Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl, pitting South Carolina State against Jackson State. So here's the deal. So South Carolina State came in first. What? One of y'all want to talk? All right, y'all go ahead. Go ahead. Take a seat.
Which camera are we looking at?
Take a seat. That's fine. That's fine. What? That's fine. They're fine. They're fine. Don't worry about it. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's why he sat down.
Oh, I gotta control who does interviews.
Oh, it don't matter.
Zach might be out this time.
It's all good. Doc, what's your name? Where you from? What position do you play?
My name is Zachary Felder. I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Right.
And I play tight end.
You play
and
tight end.
I'm a senior, a graduating senior.
Graduating senior.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Which means you're going to miss President Biden speaking on Friday.
Oh, I graduated in May.
Oh, see, all right. So you I already graduated. So you graduate next May?
May, yes, sir. Next
Got
May.
it. So let's talk about being here. First of all, you guys, no bus ride here.
Flew. We flew. We MEAC champions. We flew.
Absolutely. How was the ride?
It was great. It was my second or third time getting on the plane, so our ears popped a little bit, but it was fine.
What is it? What has it been like for you guys? Again, once you knew you were coming here, and then all the festivities, flying here, they roll the red carpet out here at the World Coca-Cola.
Oh man, I just want to start off by saying thank you to Coca-Cola and Cricket for sponsoring this event. I love it, man. My teammates were having so much fun. I never had as much fun before in my life. I don't want to leave. But this is also a business trip. We're ready to play Saturday.
So let's talk about that because Jackson State has gotten lots of attention, lots of publicity, a lot of folks talking about Coach Sanders and not talking a lot about South Carolina State.
I really don't. No knock to Deion Sanders, but Coach Pugh has more championships than the Celtics. So I don't understand why people don't talk about Coach Pugh as much as people talk about Deion Sanders.
Uh-huh. And how many championships does he have?
I believe we have 19 conference championships.
18, 19, should be 19 included this year. Did I mention we went 5-0 in the MEAC?
No.
Yeah, we went 5-0 in the MEAC, undefeated in the MEAC, complete sweep.
Gotcha.
Which camera are we looking at?
All right, take it what you want to say. Look at that.
Oh, this is my camera. Okay. All right, next question, Mr.
Go ahead. You said you were like, which camera I'm looking at?
Oh, I just want to make
sure.
You
got something specific to say?
No, sir. I just making sure I look at the right camera. You know what I'm talking?
No. You talk, just look at me. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera at all. And so, Coach said the best thing about this team is defense, but you play tight end.
Yeah, the best feature. All right, a lot of time we rely on our defense, but our offense is strong too. But we got some guys.
You don't want to give it up to the defense. And who plays defense? Who's better, defense or offense?
I don't really like those guys.
You said you don't really like those guys?
I don't really like them because I go against them in practice, so I don't really like those guys. But
so you tolerate them?
Yeah, I tolerate them.
Okay, got it.
But they're great players.
Got it.
We got great players on both sides.
Got it.
And did I mention I'm a great player too?
No, you didn't mention that.
I didn't. Okay.
You didn't mention that. How many receptions this year?
Can we go to the next question?
No. You said you're a great player. I just asked how many receptions. Oh, are you a great blocker?
Yeah, I'm a great blocker. Great blocker. Blocking is one of those attributes that don't go up on the stat sheet all the time.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's not talk about stats, okay?
No. You the one brought up I'm a great. No, you said. Let me roll it back. You said, did I say I'm a great player? That's what you said.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Right. So you opened that door. I just walked in it. Oh, you want to get a mic up to somebody else?
Yeah, how much time do we have left, Mr. Roland?
Yeah. Why don't you get a mic up to somebody on defense? I appreciate it. See?
I've been watching you since I was a little kid, man.
Say it again?
I've been watching you since I was a little kid, man. It's real nice meeting you,
brother,
man.
I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
I want to be on TV one day.
All right, good luck on saying it.
Thank you.
But don't ever say I'm a great player if you don't know the answer coming back. How you doing, Doc? What's your name? Where you from? What position you play?
Kobe Durant, cornerback, Lamar, South Carolina.
You say where in South Carolina?
Lamar, South Carolina.
Lamar, South Carolina. Gotcha. All right, so let's talk about. So how's this year been for you?
It's been great for me. I couldn't do none of the things I did without my teammates on the defensive side of the ball and offensive side of the ball. They helped me get all the accolades that I got. So.
Okay, and what are those accolades?
First team All MEAC, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference.
Oh, so you actually are a great player.
Yes, sir. Hey,
I'm just saying.
you got a guy in the seat right now. Yeah.
So go ahead. So you said All MEAC, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. I just found out I was FCS All American.
Okay.
First team, and HBCU All American first team. So, congrats.
Yeah, that's a few accolades.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you this here. So a lot of folks have been talking about young man, cornerback Travis Hunter, who signed today with Jackson State.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talking trash, saying, oh, he's wasting his time. He's going to destroy his career going to HBCU. But Coach said South Carolina State has put a whole bunch of guys in the NFL.
Definitely. A lot of guys paid the way for us. Darius Leonard played with the Colts. Highest paid linebacker in the league. We got Joe Thomas, Antonio Hamilton, Javon Hargraves. So those guys along the line just really opened the doors for us at South Carolina State. But not only that, me just telling a guy that's going to HBCU, you can make it anywhere. A lot of scouts go to a lot of HBCUs. So
why'd you come to South Carolina State?
I came to South Carolina State because the opportunity that I had. It was really my only opportunity, and I just took advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it certainly has been a good ride.
Yeah, it's been a great ride. Coming in at my freshman year, playing and never look back. Just stack my years as I was going. So.
And so you ready for the next level?
Yes, sir. Definitely ready for the next level. That's the plan.
So so what? 2 or 3 years from now, I take it you'll be coming back to the campus as big man on campus as an NFL baller, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. All right then. Well, look, good luck this year. Last question: how's all the bowl stuff been thus far? Of course, the plane ride here, and of course, the big event here at the World of Coca-Cola.
It's been great. This is something we never got a chance to really C. So it's been good for all my teammates.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. Who's next? Oh, he like, yeah, I'm next.
Hey, what the mall members at? Man, the mall around.
What you?
Hey, let's go bring the mall, man.
Who you bringing in?
Hey, bring in the D lineman.
Oh, bringing the D lineman.
Yeah, hey, come on, Daryl. Come on, man. Hey, get packed, get all the boys.
So you gonna bring all your people with you?
Oh yeah, I got to. I feel like we don't get, I think we don't get much love like any other position.
Ah, I got you. Y'all, right. Oh yeah, you got the Johnny Gill thing on the shades. You can leave them on, don't matter.
Oh, I can leave them on?
It don't. It's all good. You fine. You can be Hollywood.
I'm good.
What? Who's over my shoulder telling you to take them off?
Oh, nobody ain't telling me to take them off.
He is.
Not at all.
Yeah, you busted. He is. It's all good. All right, what's your name? Where you from?
My name is Shaheem Hartwanger. I'm from Leesville, South Carolina.
Leesville?
Leesville. It's a very
Leesville.
small. Yes, sir. It's a very small town in South Carolina.
And classification?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Yes, sir.
All right, so how's your South Carolina State career been?
It come through adversity, some. But by far, it's been good. It's been a great learning experience throughout my life.
Absolutely. Now, previous championship ring?
Oh, yes, sir. 2019. Yes, sir.
That was 2019?
Yes, sir.
That's nice. I mean, it's a little small. That's my alpha ring. So that's my alpha anniversary ring.
I mean, we got another one coming in. Hopefully, another one adding to that. So,
okay. Talk about that because a lot of people are ignoring South Carolina State with Jackson State and Deion getting all the attention. So what do you want to say to those folks who are not really showing y'all enough love?
I mean, this is how I look at it. It's okay, to be the underdog sometimes. That's how I feel. I feel like we the underdog. But everything don't have to come with cameras and lights. We have to prove other people that we belong. I think it's a great opportunity to prove that we belong, not just in HBCU, but in the whole SCS as a whole. So,
now, one of the things your coach said is he said that the strong suit of this team is the defense.
Yes, sir.
So with that being the case, what's the strongest part of the defense? Is it DBs, linebackers?
It's definitely,
or is
it's definitely the D-line. It's definitely the D-line.
Really?
Definitely.
Now, with the cornerbacks and linebackers say the same thing?
Of course. They probably be a little biased, but, of course it's the D-line. The games are won up front, so of course they got to be the D-line.
Say it again?
Of course it got to be the D-line. The games are won up front in the trenches.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, then. And so, when it comes to the D-line, who's the best defensive player?
The best defensive player?
We ain't gonna say no names.
On the D-line.
No names.
We don't look, see, that would make us a good defense. We don't look at each other as who the best.
Now, you know doggone well. Know doggone well.
Truthfully, if you want to ask who the best, I think the whole D-line as a whole is the best. As in the best on defense, everybody on the D-line.
That's the politically correct answer. Yeah, that's the politically correct answer. So you didn't want to single anybody. So who are all the starters? Who are the D-line starters?
All right, I introduced the mall. This is the mall. All right, we got D tackle John Doe. Got the young bull, freshman, true freshman.
Oh, true freshman.
Got the OG Daryl. Got the young dog beats up, Brandon Tucker. Got another freshman, young bull. Gonna be some guys one day.
Who are freshmen?
1 and 2.
You ain't no freshman. You can't have no grown man damn beard being a freshman. No, you not.
But yeah, we got big 34, Big Blonsky. We got my young bull Nate. We got Weston. We missing one more person. We missing Pat. Yeah, Pat. We missing one more person. But yeah, that's the mall. Been the mall. Yeah.
So if you had to predict a score for Saturday, what is it?
I'll say it's a great defensive game, but I'll say the score will be 24-10.
20-14?
No, 24
to 10. 24 to 10. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. Coach says it's going to be a close game.
I believe that.
Okay.
Believe that.
The last question. This game is going to be not on ESPN. It's going to be on ABC.
ABC.
Big game. Big national. Probably the biggest game. Got to be the biggest game of the year. Bigger than the Clemson game we played earlier. Way bigger.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, look. First of all, we're looking forward to the game. Y'all got lots of other fun stuff to do this week. Certainly
sir.
enjoy all the festivities and give them hell out there.
Appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks for sitting down chat.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Thanks a bunch. Oh, you guys say a little something?
Nah, them boys told me I need to get on the mic. Boy told me I need to get on the mic.
Nice. He said you one of the OGs?
Something like that.
Gotcha. Classification, name, where you from?
Jablonski Green Jr., senior from Lamar, South Carolina.
All right, then. And so, same thing for you. Talk about the camaraderie, the brotherhood, if you will, of which your fellow players, but specifically your D-line players.
Okay, the camaraderie of the whole D. I mean, we battle each and every day. We push each other to be great every day. We don't take no days off, whether we in helmets or whether we in full pads. We don't take no days off. We making sure everybody doing the assignment right, going 100%. As far as the D-line, we give each other the H word every day. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, we push each other.
Hold the microphone up.
We got one of the toughest coaches on the team. So I mean, he pushes us every day.
What do you say to the people out there who say, "Oh, yeah, you could go to HBCU, but you got a better shot of going to a major institution to get to the next level"?
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with not going to HBCU. Ain't nothing wrong with going big D1, not going to HBCU. I mean, HBCUs we put people in the NFL too. That's what people really don't know. But as far as me, I wouldn't like go based off the internet saying, "Oh, I should go big D1 because that's what everybody else doing." I'm gonna go where it best suits me.
Right. Absolutely. That's why you came to South Carolina State.
Yes, sir.
So I gotta ask you this here: how big is them damn earrings?
They're a little big. They hit.
Yeah.
They hit.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Like, right. I mean, how big is, like, but he is smaller than you. Yeah. So what, you got the biggest earring on the D-line?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Right. Both ears? What you got, a little hook over there? Come on, let's see your, let's
boy
see.
got no hoops.
Y'all see a little hoop?
Boy got no
Y'all
hoops.
see a little hoop earring? Yeah, but you want to have the biggest flash when everybody see. Yeah. Now, do you play with them on?
Nah, I don't play with my earrings.
Okay,
I'm too physical. I'm too physical.
Oh, okay, that's wise. You be looking like Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield, like having your ear gone. Have your ear gone. Well, look, we're looking forward to being here. Y'all enjoy the week. Looking forward to a great game taking place on Saturday. Congratulations, and so see y'all on the field.
We appreciate y'all having us.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a bunch. All right, folks. What's up, Doc? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
All right, name, where you from?
My name is Dyson Roberts. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina.
What position do you play?
Kicker and punter.
Say it again?
Kicker and punter.
Kicker and punter.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all don't get no respect on any team.
Nah, we get respect over here.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Cause you know what I mean? Cause you know, like, that's a kicker and a punter. And then don't nobody show kickers and punters love. But if they miss an extra point, everybody got an attitude.
Everybody. We don't miss those though. It's the standard. We can't miss those.
So have you been a kicker and punter your whole life?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I grew up playing soccer all my life, so that's when it just transitioned. It was easy for me.
Longest punt?
69 this season.
69?
Yeah.
Okay. Longest field goal?
59. Not 59, 49. High school.
49?
Yes, sir.
In high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. Talk about this team. Talk about the season you had. Coach said y'all had a real rugged regular season, if you will, non-conference schedule.
Yeah, we had a rough non-conference schedule, but it's full of lessons. You know, you learn, live and learn, you get better. We ended up 5-0 in the MEAC. So we do what's best for the team. Learn, we get humbled, and builds on the wins. So we win the MEAC, now we're here. We got to play in the Celebration Bowl. So.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. What you guys win 6-5?
Yes, sir.
5-0 in the conference.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you're here. What are you? Biggest thing. Now look, obviously you got offense and defense, but there are three phases to football. Special teams matters as well.
Yes, sir. Always. Yes, sir. That's probably the most important because special teams set the tone.
Okay.
Starting from the kickoff.
Okay.
And then it just leads on forward. So.
Okay. All right then. All right. So we're looking forward to it. You're gonna get a lot of eyeballs on you because you're playing on ABC on Saturday.
Yes, sir. That's what we want.
Now take it. And your folks told everybody to tune in.
Everybody, yes, sir. I got a good bit of people coming.
Okay.
Good support system.
All right,
yes,
then.
Sir.
Well, looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Good luck with the game.
I appreciate it.
All right,
yes, sir.
So if it come down to a field goal, you say you gonna make it?
Oh, nah, I'm punting. My boy Gavin gonna hit it.
Like, okay.
My boy Gavin gonna hit it for sure.
So, but you have the ability to flip the field.
We gonna flip that field. We got to. That's the game plan. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good luck with it.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Folks, again, we're here at the World of Coca-Cola for the team event. And so it is, let's see here. Let's see what time it is. It's 7:54. They should be, South Carolina State should be moving out real soon. Right now, Jackson State, they are actually downstairs. There's a dinner downstairs happening. And so what happens is they have the bands that outside. They come to the red carpet. They then go into the theater here, where they got a short program sponsored by, first of all, MC by Elle Duncan of ESPN. And then what happens is, what they then do is then they come down for the dinner. Then they come upstairs here. This is the taste. First, I have two things here. You got the Coca-Cola store. Then, of course, you got the taste of Coca-Cola, all the drinks around the world. What you're seeing right now is the shot from downstairs, the dinner taking place downstairs of the Jackson State team, 11-1. They are there, folks. It's like I say, it's a whole lot going on here. As we are here, we're going to be here all week, partnering with Coca-Cola, showing all these different events. And the reason this is important, folks, and look, there's a lot of news that's going on. You have the death of author Bell Hooks, who passed away at the age of 69. Of course, Derek Chauvin, he pleaded guilty to civil rights charges and will not go to trial, but he pled guilty to 2 charges. We're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff tomorrow. But this really is important. It really is important for us being able to showcase this, being able to give you a sense of what these players are doing, what they are experiencing, the opportunity for them to be able to come here to experience this world of Coca-Cola. It really is important. And so we certainly appreciate Coca-Cola for partnering with us to make this happen. We're going to be here all week showing you different events. They're going to be visiting children's hospitals. You're going to have also a roast and toast of MEAC Commissioner Thomas. We're going to be covering that. You got the SWAC Hall of Fame dinner. We're going to be covering that. Tomorrow night, there's an event happening at the College Football Hall of Fame right across the street. Disney is sponsoring that event. We'll be showing you that as well. So we're going to be covering all aspects here of the Celebration Bowl. Our cameras were on the tarmac earlier today when Jackson State and South Carolina State flew in. So we'll be covering those things as well. So all these things are happening. And so we wanted to be able to show this. Yes, folks, we're going to be sitting here trying to talk to Coach Sanders. We're going to be talking to both university presidents, the athletic directors, the conference commissioners. All that is important. And so we felt it was important, Coca-Cola felt it was important having us here as well, showcasing what they are doing, showcasing what these universities are doing, giving them the kind of attention that other networks give the major programs, the Texas A&M in the world where I graduated from, in Alabama, in Georgia, and Clemson. And so we should also be doing the exact same thing for our prestigious HBCU program. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to step back out there. A little bit earlier, we talked with the mayor-elect of Atlanta, Andre Dickens. We're going to prepare that interview and show that for you. We're going to also show you the interview that we did with Commissioner of the MEAC, Commissioner Thomas. We're going to show you that as well. So a lot of moving parts here. We had some technical issues earlier. We sort of fought through those. Now we're going to have some additional things for you. I'm going to go try to grab Elle Duncan of ESPN to chat with her as well. Also, some of the Coca-Cola executives, we're going to be talking to them as well. So there's a whole lot, folks, that are going on here. That's why you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered and the Black Star Network. Let's go to a commercial break, and we'll be back at the House of Coca-Cola here in Atlanta for the 5th annual 2021 Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. I'll be back in a moment.
Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends, go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.
Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches! I'm real revolutionary right now. Black power.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
Till's murder, we saw struggle for civil rights as something grown-ups did.
I feel that the generations before us have offered a lot of instruction. Organizing is really one of the only things that gives me the sanity and makes me feel purposeful.
When Emmett Till was murdered,
yeah,
that's what attracted our attention.
Try it first.
All right, so a lot of y'all are always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, you know, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike other, because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So it's RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, it goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club.
time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends, go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially at Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. We're here at the opening reception of the 2021 5th Annual Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. The Jackson State football team, they're downstairs. You hear Elle Duncan of ESPN talking. You know what? Matter of fact, let's go holler at Elle. So y'all, finally, we're going to go this way. We're upstairs, so we're going to go see. So he's downstairs. You got like some of the players, they're sitting here. Here we go. Come on. All right, y'all. Come on. Here we go. I don't know what these dudes are singing. Here we go. All right, so we're going to check this out. So we got right over here. Go ahead. Get a shot of this. So I don't know if this is like team karaoke. I don't know what this is, if it's team karaoke, but they got different players who are singing. Hey, I guess Elle is coordinating. I'm not quite sure. Let me go. So, Elle, team karaoke, what are you doing?
Roland.
How you doing? What's going on?
I was told to put some of these players on the spot, and as you see, it has turned into karaoke. I'm here for this. I like it. It's like a talent show.
Okay, but the first thing you ain't in the mouth. Right. You're not getting it right. They ain't sharing at all.
Oh shit.
That's not right. Okay, computer love.
Go ahead.
Okay, now it's computer love. Yeah. Oh, no, you so go ahead. Oh yeah, they.
Man, what you know about this song?
Hey, y'all, I don't even think he knows the words to it. I don't think he even knows the words to Computer Love. All right, go back and show him. Go back and show him. You know what? I think he needs the lyrics.
lyrics. You need the lyrics. Read the lyrics. He needed the lyrics. He got the lyrics. Y'all, I gave him the lyrics. He ain't even reading the lyrics. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, put it back on Elle. Let's see what she does next. I have no idea. Follow her. That's it. So they're going upstairs. So they're going to the Taste of Coke. So up there, they've got all of the soft drinks from around the country, all around the world that are there. And so they're going there. And so we see got Coach Prime over here, got coaches, everybody here. They've been. And so that's what's going on. And so this is a go ahead. So, go ahead, show them. So that's the whole deal. Enjoying themselves. Coach is heading on out in the motor vehicle. And so all these guys are we're going to go talk to them upstairs. So what we're going to do right now. What's going on, man? What's up, Gene? What's up, baby? You good? Great. All right. Gene Jock Taylor, big-time sports writer out of Dallas, Fort Worth. Been knowing him for years. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about these two teams. Just your thought about this whole atmosphere for the MEAC SWAC champions.
I think it's a testament to what Deion has brought to the SWAC, HBCU football. And the fact that the game is sold out, I think it's double the attendance that they've had the previous 3 or 4 or 5 years. And the SWAC football, HBCU football, because it's some attention.
And the South Carolina said, we sold our allotment out. He said, so don't get it twisted. And out Jackson State. He said, we sold out. He said, so South Carolina State will be well represented.
Well, yeah. Now, the question is, how long will them folks be there? Because this Jackson State defense is nasty, dog.
Now, South Carolina State defense is their strongest asset.
Oh, I think they're good, and I think Jackson State's offense has been shady off and on throughout the season, but I haven't seen anybody consistently move the ball on Jackson State, and I don't think South Carolina State going to do it. And I do know that Shedeur Sanders, once or twice a game, hits Malachi Whitman for a big play, and that's it.
This has been, of course, quite an interesting season. The amount of attention that program, of course, brings to this team. A major thing happened today with him signing the #1 player in the country. And it's been real interesting watching the haters all of a sudden now saying, oh, these programs, you're wasting your time going to HBCU as if they're not NFL players who win HBCUs.
No, I mean, that's absurd. I mean, I think what happened is you need somebody to always be the first. And you need somebody to make it cool to go to an HBCU as an elite athlete. Deion did it last year, bringing in the top class in the FCS. He's doing it again this year. And once these guys have success, once they go to the NFL, then it's wide open, man. And the quality education you can get at HBCUs. Because you got to understand, I'm the product of 2 HBCU parents. Mom went to Fisk, dad went to Tennessee State. They turned out all right.
Well, one of the things that people also, I believe the NIL has also changed this, because if you're now able to sign endorsement deals based upon your athletic ability, that removes this whole deal about, the economics of the major institutions.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you got to have somebody who knows how to do that. Deion is obviously a great marketer. He understands how to put deals together. He's great about putting sponsorships together. And more important, he'll teach you how to do it. Like earlier today, he was talking to his son. I was sitting at a table with him. He's like, let me tell you, this is how you work a room. And he told him, go talk to this person, introduce yourself, that person, introduce yourself. All these things are part of the learning process.
One of the things that I also think is great, I talked to Commissioner Thomas, who talked about how it took him 10 years to get this bowl game. He said all of his athletic directors and presidents, they all kept wanting to go to the FCS playoffs. He was like, we ain't making no money from the playoffs. So for more than $1 million to be going to each one of these conferences, that's a huge deal as well.
No, that's huge, man. Actually, I had the same question because I just got into HBCU football a couple years ago. I was like, they don't seem too concerned about the playoffs for the exact same reason that you said. It's about the money here. It's also about getting an exposure that you can put people to and bringing people and putting on a real big event just for the HBCUs, as opposed to spending money going to Eastern Washington or some other place.
Because see, this game is also going to be on ABC.
No, so it's a lot of attention, it's a lot of exposure, and the thing with the SWAC schools themselves is you can play big-time football, you can be on TV. That's a big deal because it ain't always been like that.
Absolutely, and also I believe the streaming aspect has also changed the game because now the ability for schools to be able to see alumni to see their institutions and that goes beyond just if they're on one network or two networks.
And what you know about when alumni see institutions and they see them doing well, it means they give, and when they give, you got more facilities, you got more scholarship opportunities. Everything's bigger when donors are getting money and they're proud at the university. That's why when you see the trophy, that school's usually is quite big. The next year or two, all the exposure that looks like a great place to go, I want to go.
And of course, Grambling State just hired Hugh Jackson to be their head football coach. I have people hitting me up talking about Kevin Sumlin might be going to Prairie View. Of course, I hit Coach Sumlin. I ain't heard back. But at the end of the day, is what makes it inviting for somebody.
Well, I think what it is it's a good spot to be right now. You got money to build facilities. You got an opportunity to teach young men. You got an opportunity to thrive, do something no one done in a long time. HBCUs used to be the where at least couldn't go to Texas or etc. Now they have choices, and now they still want to go to some HBCUs, especially if you can get to the NFL through an HBCU, because obviously the cultural experience of going to an HBCU is incredible.
Well, I think that's the whole point there. And again, that's one of the reasons why Deion was so angry last year that no HBCU players were actually drafted by the NFL. Yeah, once you raise that exposure level and they see that level of success, that begets more success.
And that's what he's doing, because this is what happens, man. It happens. Urban started flipping recruits, and other coaches are like, what are you doing? He's like, what's the way to do it? So what happens? It makes the game go up. When Deion doing what he's doing at Jackson State, it means everybody has to raise their game. You got to have more money, you got to increase your facilities, you got to recruit, can't be scared to ask the best player. And what
there was a kid today who transferred from Florida State to Jackson State, a white defensive lineman.
See, there you go. Because what it does is it runs, because if you don't run, Jackson will run you out.
And now you got Eddie George at Tennessee State, a number of former NFL coaches who are on his staff as well. Again, they want to learn from the best as well to get to the next level.
And it's about opportunity, man. If I coach here, then I can coach it elsewhere. And, for Ray Lewis maybe, or Marshall Falk, or an Ed Reed, they want to go be an assistant somewhere at a low level. You can go to an HBCU, and you can thrive like Deion has. But Deion will tell you, man, and I've been over 30 years, it's about the work you put in. He all the time to get these kinds of players and to win games, to put a program together.
And of course, you got Reggie Theus, who's athletic director and head coach at Bethune-Cookman.
No, so it also trickles down from the NBA.
And of course, Kenny Anderson, head basketball coach at Fisk.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Guys just want an opportunity, and then when you get it, it's can you take advantage of it?
Well, I tweeted this earlier. I hate that our Mississippi homeboy who passed away last year, Roger B. Brown, he will be ecstatic to see what's happening with Jackson State in HBCU.
Oh, yeah, he would, man. He's a good friend of mine. Wish he were here, but hey, he got the best seat in the house now.
See you, baby.
All right, man.
All right, take care. All right, folks. Again, we're here. That's my man, Gene Jocks, longtime sports writer, Dallas Morning News, other outlets as well. He's been focused doing stuff for the undefeated. And so, was upstairs. And so, the dinner is done down here. You got the Coke reception up here. And the taste of Coke. Let's go to a commercial break. When we come back, I'll be back at the base up there talking to some of the players from Jackson State. You're watching Martin Unfiltered from the Star Network, live from World of Coca-Cola on the 5th annual Cricket Wise Bowl. We're partnering with Coca-Cola to make this happen. I'll be back.
Try it first.
Welcome back to the Taste, the world of Coca-Cola. We're actually in the taste room, and so this is where they have Coke products from all across the world where you can come in and sample. This facility is open, of course, every single day, and they close it because, of course, for the two teams. Earlier, South Carolina State, now Jackson State got an opportunity to experience this. You got McDonald's over here where they've got the 360-degree camera going. That's what's happening over there. That's why you hear all that noise coming over there. So they're having a ball. You have the Coca-Cola store over here where they got all the different products that's in here. Joining us right now is Elle Duncan from ESPN. She got the dress memo wearing the Coca-Cola red.
Yeah, I'm a company woman. I'm like, oh, Coca-Cola, I'm gonna wear red, and I'm gonna tap dance in my red too. In fact, I'll hold a Coke right now if you want me to, and I'll take a long sip. I wouldn't do that, Roland.
Well, good to see you because of COVID, we've actually only communicated on social media.
Yeah, we're social media friends. I follow you. I love the show. I love everything you say. And when I saw that you were on the list to be here, I was like, finally, I get to put actual hands on Roland Martin because I only ever talk to you on.
Absolutely. So it's certainly good to see you. You did the program a little bit earlier. This is always an interesting thing because these college players, they're always hype but they are a little bit more hype, these HBCU players.
Yes. This is so funny because, you know, when we first were talking to South Carolina State, like, they were a little bit more loose. I think that comes with the territory when you're the underdog. And so Jackson State was a little more buttoned up when they first got here, right? A little bit more about the business. And I could sense that they were sort of like, you know, we're here for serious business. Then, of course, I handed one of them a mic, and it turned into a talent show.
Yeah, then it was over.
And then it was a complete and total rap. My personal favorite was when the kids started yelling, like, FFF over and over in front of some of the dignitaries of Coke. It was fantastic. But this is the kind of, like, energy you get.
He's that one yelling Pepsi.
100%, which would be way worse. Absolutely. But I love it. I love the energy, especially on a Wednesday, because this is not how they're going to be come Friday. But it's nice to see this and to see them cut loose a little bit.
All right, folks. I'm getting folks saying we have some audio issues on our social media. So if y'all could just let me know to make sure that we're fine. That's what I'm getting. We have some audio issues, so let me know. So let's talk about this week, because it's not just, I mean, obviously bowl game is Saturday, but I think we were on the tarmac earlier. Delta sent charter planes to pick them up. These cats normally ride buses.
I know.
And they talked about it like, yo, and some of them was the first time riding a plane.
Wow.
And so, I mean, this is, I'm trying to explain to people, this is a real bowl game.
Yes.
This is not, no, it's a real bowl game. It's a real bowl game experience.
It's the first bowl game of the bowl season. It's significant, right? Whenever people say that, I'm like, no, the very first one is the most important. And on top of that, just look at who's around. We had the mayor-elect.
We're fine now with the audio.
We had the mayor-elect here. We've got, you know, the chief marketing officer for all of Coca-Cola here, the chief marketing officer for cricket here. Like, this is a huge deal. And I give a lot of credit to the guys as well, because you know, Roland, like, I've been working with the Celebration Bowl for a few years now, and where this was 6 years ago is nowhere compared to where they are now. I mean, listen, we couldn't even fill the lower bowl in 2015. This thing is sold out. There will be 50,000 people there on Saturday in 6 years.
Now, the Jackson State people are taking credit, but I had to go to South Carolina State. He said, oh, no, we sold our allotment.
Right.
He said, South Carolina State, South Carolina going to be represented at the game on Saturday.
Absolutely, right? You've got the proximity of South Carolina. You've got the relevancy of Jackson State and, of course, Coach Prime. And on top of that, you've got good football. And I think that's the most important thing for people to understand, is it would have been very easy for these kids to just be like, fine, Coach Prime's our guy. Like, to have a really famous coach and not be a very good team. And that wasn't good enough for them. And they have earned this. 11-1 record, undefeated in their against other FCS schools. Like, they're here for a reason. And so it's really nice to see them get the adulation.
Oh, and the South Carolina State coach, Buddy, what he said was, he said, look, we played a tough non-conference schedule. He said, play some tough teams. He said, then we went 5-0 in the conference.
Exactly.
He said, so we earned this.
100% they earned it. It should be a really good battle. It's funny because, you know, Jackson State's ready. They're like, our goal is not just to win. Our goal is to end this thing in the first quarter, right? And, of course, South Carolina State coming in as the underdog are like, cool, sleep on us if you want to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were, I talked to a number of their players, a lot of defensive players. They said, okay, we got something.
Right, we got something for you. We're ready. So, you know, never underestimate a man with nothing to lose, you know?
Well, and then when I talked to John Grant, the game is going to be on ABC, and I said, no disrespect to ESPN, but the game is going to be on ABC.
ABC.
So for them, for the MEAC and the SWAC to have a national audience
on ABC,
is also on broadcast is also huge.
The first bowl game of the season. It's a huge deal because, you know, sometimes over time people start getting, like, during bowl season, it's like, okay, at some point you're getting 6-7 bowls a day, and it's like, all right, it's a little bit of oversaturation.
It's like 60.
Yeah, there's a ton of bowls. Yeah,
like
exactly.
Almost 60, 65 bowl games.
Exactly. This is the first one, right? And so it's significant. It's going to be on ABC. It should be fantastic. In Atlanta, so ingrained in the culture, so ripe with HBCU culture. It's fantastic.
Well, I think, to your point, when you look at all the things that are surrounding this, I think you're going to have more stuff added.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we're very used to the classics, the HBCU classics, and all the traditional things happening here. So I think I suspect you'll see more of that. And again, what I also hope, though, that folks beyond the schools embrace this game and understand what it means for the culture. what it means for the other HBCUs, even those that don't have football programs, what it means to see these universities elevated. And look, that's one of the reasons why we partner with Coca-Cola, because it's not just, oh, we're covering the game and the events, but it's also talking about what's happening with their business schools, their engineering programs, what's happening on the academic side as well.
Absolutely. To hear John talk about the financial literacy that these guys will go through, because that's what it's about. Let's be real, Roland. Like, a lot of these guys are not going to play in the pros necessarily, right? And that's the case with FBS schools as well. So it's really about making sure that they are able to sort of set themselves up for that next step, in particular for our young black men. So to your point, keep supporting, because people like Coke, they don't come on board out of the goodness of their heart. They do a little bit, but also because this is a big deal and because you support. So we ask for these giant companies to come and support us, to support our HBCUs, to support our young black men, and now we have to show them that same sort of reciprocity by supporting, by buying tickets to the game, by watching their games, by making sure that they know there is a market.
So I got to ask you this year, huge news today with the number 2 ESPN ranked player, the number 1 Rivals player, saying no to Florida State, no to Georgia, yes to Jackson State. There are a lot of folks who are shocked and stunned by that decision.
Yeah, especially because we've talked a lot about, we saw this with McCord Maker, right? When he chose basketball player, when he chose Howard instead of, Duke and Kentucky and all these blue blood schools. But we thought basketball players can get away with this because you can stand out more when it's 5 people on the court, right? The facility, all those things don't mean as much. And we had been saying that until a football player did it, until a football player said no thank you to the Georgias and the Alabamas of the world, it wouldn't mean as much. And I think that what you're seeing is not an overreaction in any way. It is huge. Not only that he chose Jackson State, but that he decommitted from Florida State to do it. He was committed to going there. But Prime, who, by the way, just told me that it's his staff that is fantastic recruiters, like being very deferential. So I think it's a huge deal. I hope that we see more of this. I hope this is the start of something and not an anomaly, because I think we're seeing a lot of young guys, for the culture, entertain the idea of going to an HBCU, but we're not seeing any of them commit. So this hopefully is the first.
Look, so I'm a Texas A&M graduate. My brother is, my sister is, her husband, my wife's sister, so there are 5 Aggies in my family. And so all of our nieces and nephews have grown up in the Texas A&M culture. Well, one of my nephews, he's majoring in engineering, construction, something like that, construction management. So his plan was to go to Prairie View for 2 years, and then he was going to finish at Texas A&M. Told my sister, his mother, you know what? I'm not going to transfer. He said, the students I met, he said, I want to stay here and actually finish from here.
Wow.
And I was like, first of all, it's your decision, but it was a huge deal. Yeah. And what you're seeing with what Dr. Ruth Simmons is doing at Prairie View A&M is amazing, with how she's elevated the school. Nikki Giovanni is there teaching this semester. I'm a scholar in residence at Fisk University this semester as well. And so what you're also seeing, you're seeing HBCU say, wait a minute, we're not going to play this other game of, oh, woe is we. No, we're going to say, here's an opportunity. Right. Hugh Jackson now becoming head coach at Grambling. Yeah. Eddie George at Tennessee State University. Reggie Theus becoming athletic director, head coach at Bethune-Cookman. Yeah. And so Kenny Anderson's at Fisk University, head basketball coach. It's also going to come down to, where's the opportunity? Right. And you know what? If I can also help elevate an HBCU in the process, that to me is a game changer. Yeah,
I just think that there is something to be said for a very specific kind of coach in HBCU, right? And I was talking with some of Coach Prime's players here on Jackson State, and just asking what it is that resonates, right? And he said that he talks to them like he's a man. It's not, he understands what they're going through as black men, as young black men from, similar areas, and that they just feel like the relatability is a huge deal. And I think that, I don't think that you can value how important it is that someone looks like you and knows you and intimately and understands you, because there's just only so much that you can know if you don't know, right? And I think we're going to see more of that. We're going to see more of, and what I hope we do too, Roland, is I hope we don't just say, well, black coaches get their jobs because they can relate to players. Because that's not true. They get them because they're good.
Right.
They're good. It's not just about being a coach's player.
But we know all the code words because for years, before you had, look, it's not like we got a plethora of black coaches now.
Sure.
But I would say in the 70s, 80s, and even to the 90s, who was always the best recruiter?
Right.
It was always that black coach who only recruited, who only was a coach for two positions.
Right.
He was a running backs coach or the wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
And in every major institution,
Coach,
it was like, oh, it was always the brother.
Yes.
Oh, that's the best recruiter.
Best recruiter
You can send that brother in. You know, and so when the opportunities expand, that to me is also important.
Yeah.
And what I'm also hopeful, we talk about next level. I'm also hopeful that when these major programs also looking for the next head coaches, they look at the successful HBCU coaches.
Yes.
I mean, what has happened in North Carolina A&T, what's happened in other programs, and that also just doesn't happen where you are successful, but they act like you don't even exist.
Right.
But if you from some lowly, major program, you're now the hottest coaching prospect in the world.
Yeah, you can be from any FCS school, and it's like, oh, we got to get this guy's he's untapped potential, right? But you get a mark if you come from an HBCU. So to your point, I think you're absolutely right. It's about changing sort of the dynamics, the tropes, the stereotypes. It's the dismantling of that takes a lot of time. But things like today, the news today of what Coach Prime was able to do and pulling someone away from a major school, that's going to be significant. And I think, too, it's going to give some of these other schools, it's going to empower them to say, oh, wow, like we can go for these top recruits in these states and keep them in-house.
Well, I also love what it's doing because it's also shaking up all these white sports writers who don't know nothing about black people. And they're like, oh, my God, like what's going on? Because so I was tweeting earlier, Doug Gottlieb, who's with Fox, he and I had some words.
Oh.
Yeah, because I took offense to something he said. First of all, he said, all the people who are celebrating this kid who's making a big mistake. Well, people like, how the hell is he making a big mistake by going to Jackson State? As if you haven't had players who go to the NFL from HBCU.
Right.
So then all of a sudden, he then responded to me, and I read the tweet to Commissioner Thomas, who was not happy.
Yeah.
So this is what Doug said. HBCU football doesn't have close to the same support athletically, academically, medically, and they play an inferior schedule with inferior teammates. In addition to football ends, any person would prefer to be a UGA, FSU, TAMU alum for help in the workforce. Now, what then happened was folks went after him big time on this here. And so he goes, so he's talking about how huge alumni base. Here's why that's idiotic. First, and I can speak as a Texas A&M graduate. One, I said, Doug, I've spoken at 60 HBCUs. I've done 18 commencements, 14 at HBCUs. That's somebody who has no idea of the number of black engineers produced at Prairie View.
Correct.
Or the number of black doctors produced at Meharry.
Correct.
Or the number of black scientists produced at Fisk.
Correct.
And doesn't understand the black scientists coming out of North Carolina A&T.
Yeah.
The robotics team at Spelman.
Correct.
Doesn't know anything about the debate team at Texas Southern University.
Right.
And so what he's also saying is what my criticism always has been when people talk about the Negro Leagues and the Major Leagues. I said, no, the Negro Leagues was the Major Leagues. Dizzy Dean said there was more talent in the Negro Leagues. The only reason they were the Major Leagues
better crowds too.
was because they had more money, because they were white.
Yes.
So what Doug doesn't understand is he's talking from a position of really white supremacy of these big schools that always were funded by the state, where even your state HBCUs were not properly funded. So to say, oh, inferior academics and inferior teammates, no, don't act like that did not happen for a reason, because there was a time players, they couldn't go to the Georgias and the Florida States and the Texas A&Ms.
Yeah, by the way, the Negro Leagues had better numbers, too. They had better ticket sales, all of those things. In fact, there's many people that will tell you integration it really, 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 truly hurt Negro League Baseball, which was thriving and a much hotter ticket than Major League Baseball was at the time.
The difference was they didn't have economically the money for the bigger stadiums, better lighting, better food, better travel, better uniforms. Well, that was the difference between being black and white.
100%. And it's like, it's sort of the chicken and the egg, right? It's like, okay, so these schools may be underfunded and all of those things, right? The only way to change those things is relevancy, talent, and how do you do that? It requires someone doing what we saw that kid did today. I just think people speak.
But here's the thing, though. He said it. I said, Doug, but you clearly didn't read his statement.
You can't,
he said, I want to change this for the players coming after me.
Yeah, something that, you know, our white brothers and sisters will never truly understand is, it's interesting because I do speak to, white friends about this when they would ask, why do you cry? Why does it affect you so much when you see a black man killed on the news or whatever? Like, I see white people killed all the time, and I don't relate the same way. And I just think that there's something that they just can't understand, which is sort of how we feel beholden to each other and how we feel, good or bad, right or wrong, we feel a responsibility to our community and our family. And because we've been through so much as a community, we galvanize and rally around each other. And he'll never understand the sacrifice that this kid is making, not because he's like doing them a favor. They're a very good team. They are very talented, and he's going to be coached by one of the greatest NFL players of all time. But the idea that he would have to inform his decision by also knowing what he's doing is trailblazing. Knowing that maybe it's an easier path for him to go to a Georgia or whatever, but this is the path that he's taken for his career, for his people, for his community, and it's significant. And he just broke open the levees, I hope. You know, someone's going to look at him as the first one, or the beginning of what I'm hoping is an evolution, and that's just something that some people like a Doug probably can't understand.
No,
feeling a responsibility to your community.
Well, because what we're talking about here are also institutions. I think about Dr. King's last book, Where We Go From Here, Chaos or Community. And in the book, he said there are 4 institutions that are prime position to liberate black America. He said the Negro Church, the Negro Press, he said black fraternities and sororities, and business organizations. So what we're talking about here, this is not just a football conversation. We're talking about pillars of in our community, our institutions.
Yeah.
So if you don't, for me, support black-owned media, support black churches, support HBCUs, then you literally don't have your community institutions that really form the basis of unifying forces in the community.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely right. It's there's a lot more layers to it than who's got the best facilities.
Absolutely.
It's a very sort of lazy take. Like, we know that Georgia's got better facilities than most schools, most FBS schools, right? Like, it's a lazy take.
But what people also don't realize is, again, we're going to go into history, the black town that was raised in order to create the University of Georgia. See again, it's that stuff that people are, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, look into Chubbtown, right? You might know Nick Chubb from his days in Georgia, but look at what Chubbtown was, right near the area of Athens, and what it meant and what it represented. And again, next time you watch Nick Chubb run, like, remember, he's running with ancestors on his back.
There you go.
And there's a lot more to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You here all week?
I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I got to go back and do Sportswriter, Roland.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, look, we're going to be here all week. We'll be holding it down.
I'm going to just watch the stream.
Oh, that's all you got to do.
You know what I mean? I'm going to watch the stream. I know you're going to have me covered.
We're going to have it all. We were there on the tarmac when the planes got here.
You saw the talent show.
Oh,
They just broke out into a talent show down there. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was right. Even when I handed him the phone with the lyrics, it was still rough.
Like, well...
Elle, good to see you.
Good to see you,
Tell all
Roland.
my friends back in Bristol I said what's up.
You know I will.
All right, and tell Michael Eves when he wants something that's on the golf course, I'm still waiting.
Ooh, you know that spicy talk is going to get you taken.
I'm just saying.
There you go. You let me challenge Eves.
Michael, I mean, you know, you ain't been playing the NABJ golf tournament. Where you at, Mike?
Ooh.
Vegas.
I know your address, Vegas. So I will tell
I'll be there with clubs. Good to see you. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, Roland.
All right, y'all. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Roland Martin Unfiltered on Black Star Network, live from the World of Coca-Cola here in Atlanta, 2021, 5th Annual Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. Back in a moment.
quiet first.
Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches. I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?
Yo, it's your man Dion Cole from Blackish, and you're watching
Roland Martin, Unfiltered.
Stay woke.
Welcome back to the World of Coca-Cola here in Atlanta. It has been quite the busy day. We got started today with Jackson State and South Carolina State arriving on the tarmac at Jackson Hartsfield Airport. Our cameras were there. We were the only folks there live from the ground. You can go to our Black Star Network, see the team arriving. They were excited with the Delta seeing those charter planes and, of course, the program here as well. Absolutely fantastic kickoff to this 2021 Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl pitting South Carolina State versus Jackson State. There's a lot of stuff happening, of course, for the rest of the week. We're going to be live all week. Now, tomorrow, what's happening at 7:30 in the morning, is going to be the Careers in the NFL presented by the NFL. It's going to be players only. And then tomorrow evening, the reception from Coca-Cola from 6 to 7. Then there's a Champions Circle Showcase sponsored by Disney on the Yard. We don't know what that program is, but we're going to be live from the College Football Hall of Fame field for that event as well. We're also going to be paying tribute to author Bell Hooks, who passed away today, an iconic figure in the literary and academic field. And so we're still covering the news. We're going to have that tomorrow as well. Now, Friday, our cameras are going to be there where the team's going to be visiting the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Then it's going to be a roast and toast salute to MEAC Commissioner Dr. Dennis E. Thomas taking place 11 a.m. on Friday. We'll be live streaming, broadcasting that as well. Then at noon on Friday, it's going to be the MEAC Team News Conference. We'll be covering that live as well. At 2 p.m., it's going to be the SWAC Team News Conference. We're going to be live streaming that as well. And then on Friday night, from 7 to 9, it's going to be the SWAC Hall of Fame. We're going to be broadcasting that as well. And so then, of course, on Saturday, you're going to be from 8:30 to 12 of the Coca-Cola Experience in the Fan Zone at the Georgia World Congress Center in National Plaza. Our cameras will be there. We'll be broadcasting from there as well, talking to various people at the whole demonstration, all sorts of stuff that's going to be going on with the Coca-Cola Kitchen. Lots of stuff going on. Then noontime is the actual game on ABC, pitting Jackson State versus South Carolina State. And you heard John Grant of ESPN said he got a big surprise for halftime. We're looking forward to that as well. And so, folks, a whole lot going on. We want to appreciate and thank Coca-Cola for partnering with us, allowing us to be able to broadcast all of this. Our whole team is here. I know we had some technical issues earlier. We sorted through those. Those things happen with live television. And so we appreciate all of you sticking with us. We're going to put together, of course, the program, be restreaming this over the next 24 hours as well. And so a whole lot happened. And again, we certainly appreciate everyone watching. And just tune in. Download the Black Star Network app on all platforms. Apple phone, Android phone, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Samsung, Xbox.
because, folks, we got content nobody else is giving you. We also want y'all to support us, what we do, by joining our Bring the Funk fan club. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com. PayPal is, of course, R Martin Unfiltered. And so, again, we look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. A lot of things happening here in Atlanta. Our cameras are going to be here bringing you everything. Looking forward to some great interviews with the university presidents, athletic directors, the coaches, you name it. We got all that stuff going this week from Atlanta. And so thank you so very much to our team back in D.C. Thanks a bunch as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow from Atlanta for the 2021 Cricket Wireless Celebration Bowl. Thanks a bunch. Take care. Holla!